Check it out, y'all. This is exactly how I came out my garage, just like that. Went to go grab something from the front porch, and then I turned around, and oh, look at what we got right there. Look at what we got right there. Sorry, y'all, check it out. I'm gonna take her in the house real quick, flip her right side up, and break down to you the story over this unit right here, sitting on the porch. Left, just like that, and I'm super hyper and happy. Here we go. Glad no one came and grabbed it. But this one right here was released at Walmart. And this one right here, what they did was put 2 X-Men games on there that's actually already on 2 of the other previous Arcade1up releases. So when I was trying to get this as a collector, as if any of y'all out there like me from the 90s used to run the 7-Eleven, put your quarter up there on the video game system, I mean on the little arcade console just to jump on the game next. There was 3 games to this whole series if you're a collector like that. There's X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom. On this one right here, they actually left out Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, which is one of the biggest games you need to put in collection. Hold off on it until you see the Sam's release come out. When you see the Sam's release come out, go ahead and get that one, but the Walmart one, go ahead and pass it up for right now because it doesn't come with the riser, it doesn't come with the LED buttons, it doesn't come with the light up marquee, and it's just not worth it if you've already been previously collecting the Arcade1ups. Now if you don't have none, and this is your first one into the door, then go ahead and get it while you can get them for the prices that they have them at right now, because once they're gone, prices are going to double. So again, if you don't have one, and if you don't have the Marvel Superheroes unit already, then yeah, go ahead and get one. But if you already have the Street Fighter unit, or if you already have the Marvel Superheroes unit, hold off on this one. Wait till Sam's comes out, and then try and see if you can get that on the pre-order when they actually release it when it's up for grabs. Alright y'all, so check it out. Now that we've gotten that part out the way, this right here, this is the one that you wanted. So this is the unit that I was hoping for. This is the unit that I was expecting. Why I got the other one, I don't know. This is what you want right here. So I'm gonna go over here real quick and I'm gonna show you the differences on this unit straight out the gate that you don't have on the other unit. Right here, you're going to have your light up marquee. Then you're going to have your light up deck plate. You're going to have your Marvel vs. Capcom riser. You're going to have your stool. And last but not least, you're going to get the Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter game. And I'm going to show you some things about that game real quick here in a second. Now if you remember, on that last unit, I showed you 2 games that I said I already had on the previous version of this Arcade1up that I already have. So right here is your superheroes, and this comes on the Marvel Superheroes cabinet. So when I got that other unit, it was by mistake and it wasn't the one that I wanted because it already had games that I previously had. So now that I got this one right here, I actually now got the complete collection by having X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, and Marvel vs. Capcom. This is just a little quick example of why I wanted that unit so bad. I apologize for the scan lines, y'all. Again, I'm not doing this for no professional reasons. But this game right now, if I wanted to get the Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter at GameStop for the original PlayStation, we're looking at $49.99. And it's nowhere near the same game that you actually played when you played the game in the arcade, because of the RAM of the PlayStation wasn't big enough to be able to handle a lot of things that was going on in that game. So what you could have done was, if you had that unit at that time, Sega Saturn right now, $490 is what the bid is for this game right now on eBay. And even when you get that game right there, you still have to get a 4 megabyte RAM card to expand the game's RAM, expand the system's RAM, I apologize, to be able to play the game, then you have to buy a Japanese version of the Sega Saturn to be able to play the game. And if you have an American version, you could get the mod chip or the swap trick. There's a couple of different ways you could have played it, but that's just another little quick example of why that unit is so important to me. And again, I apologize about the scan lines. We'll get a capture card for y'all one day. Now, like I said, we got this unit right here. It's the last unit of my Arcade1up collection. I don't think I'm going to get any more after this one, because at this point right now, I have no more space to put these things at. What we're going to have to do is, hurts my feelings, but I already unplugged the light. And what we're getting ready to do is just get this unit right here and go on ahead and set the Arcade1up unit right there, because that's the last spot that we have to go up on. And then maybe I'm going to work on another room and build a whole nother second Arcade1up collection. But real quick, I'm going to go ahead and unbox this, set it up, set it together, and then see what she looks like. Alright, so got everything taken out the box. I got the stool set up over there. We're going to put that together in a minute. All the pieces pretty much where they need to be at. But what I want to talk about right now is this deck plate. I own all 3 generations so far of the Arcade1up series. And one thing I want to talk about is how great this deck plate is. Coming out the box, already you can already tell and feel the difference of this one versus all the other Arcade1ups that I currently own so far. So I'm really impressed about this deck plate. I can't wait to set it up, try it out, see how it works and how it looks. When I come back over here to the Marvel Superheroes unit, it's nowhere near the same feel already before I even set it up that I'm gonna get with this unit right here. So we're gonna go ahead and set all this up together, and I'm gonna show y'all my favorite game on this. Alright, here we go.
Are you ready, true believers? Capcom and Marvel have joined forces once again to bring you Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Survive the action danger. Don't miss out on the enjoyment of a lifetime. Behold, don't miss the most amazing tag team fighting game ever. Are you ready for a new challenger? Now, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter.
Alright y'all, so here we are. We're finally getting ready to go ahead and knock this somewhat review out. This is my first review I've ever done on Arcade1up. So I'm not going to get too much in depth into it. But on these units right here, the only downside of getting the limited edition Best Buy units that came with the Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter is almost every single time you go online to try to actually start a match, you're going to see that there's almost virtually nobody in none of these rooms right here. It's almost hard to catch someone in one of the online rooms when it comes to Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and that was one of my favorite games on this unit. But that was one little thing I wanted to throw into about getting this unit. All the games on here run perfectly, and again, when it comes to these special units, Marvel Superheroes is another one of those. If I go on here right now and try to start an online match, there's almost virtually nobody in these training rooms. Then another thing I want to get onto is a hack that someone had done when it came to the wins and the losses. I think that they updated it when it came to that new update, but I'm not sure yet because I haven't been back into the online matches. Now, if you was to go over here to the X-Men versus Street Fighter or the Marvel versus Capcom, it's almost always guaranteed that you're going to find somebody in one of these online danger rooms. And as you see, there's somebody in there. And my guess for that is because that's one of the games that was on the units all across the board. So the chances of more people having that particular unit of that game is a higher chance versus those 2 other ones. So X-Men vs Street Fighter is another one of those games. Almost every time you go in here, there will almost always be somebody in the danger rooms. Well, for this one right here too, there's nobody in here. So again, when it comes to the online system, it is great, but the chances of somebody always being in there whenever you're on your schedule, it could be 50-50. On the weekends it's a lot higher, but that is where it is. The next thing I want to talk to y'all about controls. So when they made this particular unit right here, they didn't give you any of the competition sticks. And already into this right here, this part of the review has been done about a month after the beginning of this video right here. So I was really into this. I got about almost 150 wins on my Marvel superheroes, but my controls broke on me. So on this one right here, I've even already went through my replacement, but I have 1, 2, 3 buttons that work 50% when they want to. And that right there kind of hurts my feelings when I'm actually playing the unit. It was actually a little strange to me that the actual NBA Jam, one sold by Best Buy, came with the competition sticks, and these ones right here didn't. The buttons are very light, and they are going to go out on you. That's a guarantee with this unit. So you do want to get the San Juan or upgrade your sticks however you want to upgrade them, with the 4-pound springs and with higher grade buttons. So check it out. Now we're going to come back up here to the games. One thing I want to show you is there was a hack early on with these things that was first pre-released. I'm going to show you something with this Marvel superheroes real quick. So I played this one virtually online maybe approximately 30 times. And I will say, if you look right up here, it's going to show that I have 120 losses and 10 wins. This originally started out with 10 wins and 8 losses. But then what happened is one guy beat me so bad he won 5 rounds in a row, and that 8 losses shot all the way up to 120. When that right there happened, I almost wanted to just stop playing this one online altogether right there, because I didn't like that whole hacking system on however that was working. I wanted the whole ranking system right here where it shows I'm level 1, 0, 500. I wish that they pretty much made that based of your strict wins and losses pretty much, and just left it at that. How their actual ranking system works, I don't know, but it's a pretty crappy ranking system. And then I'm going to back out here to Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. And I'm pretty sure you've been watching me talk about how this is my favorite game from the beginning. Right now I'm at current rank of 16. I was originally at a current ranking of 5 until my control sticks went out. But if you notice, there's a few people on here that have very weird losing streaks. So what was happening on this one also was the same hack that was going on in the Marvel superheroes. So what I'll show you real quick is, don't get me wrong, I'm not the best person in this game. I'm not the #1, but I don't have nowhere near as much losses as they started adding up. So in this one right here, it gave me 108 losses when realistically it's only about 47. But I lost against, I will tell you exactly who it was. It was Ken 240SX, and when I lost against him on the battle, it shot my losses up to 40 losses. And I was like, that's very strange on how it did that, but I'm not the only person for sure that I know it's been doing that too. So when it started doing that, I kind of bounced out the whole trying to rank up for the most part, because it wasn't working out the way I wanted it to work out. But when it comes to the gameplay on all these games, because again, I'm sorry to start talking about all this negative stuff that this system is showing me right now, but at the end of the day, it's still my favorite Arcade1up unit for the games that they actually put out, and the emulation on them runs arcade perfect. So when it comes to the actual hardware of the unit, for the games, the LCD, everything on here is perfect. The only downsides, like I'm going to say realistically to this right now, was the controllers to me. But all the games, they ran perfectly. Didn't have to worry about none of them not running the way they were supposed to run.
Let's go.
It was just all about the fact that the controls are the biggest downside of this whole unit right here. So it is what it is. They do show you the ROMs that they're running. I didn't pay attention to that too much just now, or have I ever been since I've had this. But your ROMs, depending on who you are and how you play this game, will determine how your super moves and everything else work with the unit. And one thing before I get out of this, before I tell you, it's going to be about the Marvel versus Capcom. So when it comes to the Marvel vs. Capcom game, the combos that they allow you to do in that, to me, in my personal opinion, went a little bit way too far. And I believe that's the reason why the Dragon Ball Saga started to come in a little bit harder than the Marvel superheroes. But it is what it is. This is it. It's the Marvel superheroes, Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade1up from Best Buy. I'm actually hoping that Sam's does still come out and release their unit, because if they do release their unit, I probably will just be swapping this one out. But there you go, Marvel vs. Capcom.
Capcom and Marvel have joined forces once again to bring you in Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter.